week, boys, and another TWAB. This week in Destiny, we are sharing more details about new content coming to the Desert Perpetual raid, as well as some changes we have planned for the portal in September. It might look like that's still very far away, but nope, the Ash and Iron update is dropping on September the 9th. This is a bit over 2 weeks, but let's stay focused on the present for now. Here are a few topics for today. Introducing the Epic Raid. Oh, wow, they're talking about updates coming to the portal in Ash and Iron. A monument to seasons past. Complete your seasonal challenges soon. Mayhem, mayhem, mayhem. All right, so the Desert Perpetual expands soon. On July 19th, the Desert Perpetual raid was released to the world. We wanted to deliver a unique experience that allowed for replayability, challenging encounters, and more customizable difficulty thanks to the new feed system. But that was not all. Get ready for the epic version of the Desert Perpetual, which will permute and expand on the original starting September the 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific. That's a Saturday. Okay. Bungie, are you not going to ever talk about like... July the 19th, the Desert Perpetual raid was released to the world. We wanted to deliver a unique experience that allowed for replayability, challenging encounters, and more customizable difficulty thanks to the new feed system. But that was not all. I feel like in that statement, like, look, all right, we'll continue. I feel like the statement would follow this and be like, but we didn't quite hit that mark. You know what I'm saying? We didn't quite hit that mark. So now let's, all right, but we're just going to be looking at Epic Raid. All right, Epic Raid, everybody. It will be September the 20th at 10 a.m. That is a Saturday. Okay. Building on the original experience, the Epic version introduces new challenges, rewards, and pursuits. Changes to the mechanics of each encounter will test the coordination of your fire team, complete them to earn new legendary weapons, and new set bonuses on armor drops. A new quest further unravels the mysteries of space and time, unlocks an attunement system for the raid vendor, and rewards a catalyst for the raid's exotic weapon, Rolling Ovation. All this and more, but we aren't going to spoil it all here. You'll have to dive in for yourself September the 20th. Now, contest mode on. For the first 48 hours after the Epic Raid version of the Desert Perpetual is launched, contest mode will be active. During this time, enemies are a lot tougher and more aggressive, and you'll be playing at a fixed power level disadvantage, so team play, good strategies, and inventive approaches are key for success. And then we updated loot for contest mode. So now your first clear of each encounter and contest will drop tier 5 gear. And if you complete all of them, you can claim an exclusive emblem, the Raid Exotic, and its catalyst. Also, you better start organizing your fire team. You want to compete in our world's first race. So it's going to have its own race. It'll be in contests. It'll be 48 hours, and it's epic. So, I mean, it's got to be, I would assume it's got to be difficult. Even more difficult than the last raid, right? Oh my God. All right. World's first race information. CB Gray and Evan are returning to Bungie Studios to host the world first race for the epic version of the Desert Perpetual. Many will try their hand, but just one will be crowned winner. Here's some entry requirements to know beforehand. Completion of the Edge of Fate campaign. Fire team leader must have completed the regular version of the Desert Perpetual raid. A fire team of 6 players. Once the first team has completed the epic version of the Desert Perpetual in contest, the normal version will be unlocked for players that just want to experience the new content without the extra difficulty. Totally understandable. Not swap updates. With the release of the Epic Raid to keep success in encounters focused on action gameplay and create a level playing field for players across platforms, we are rolling out a new version of Not Swap for contest mode. This modifier will now reset your super and ability energy, special ammo, and heavy ammo, as well as remove all ammo and orbs on the ground when you change exotic or legendary armor or weapon ammo types. This modifier will also take effect when 3 or more feats are activated in the standard difficulty of the Epic Raid. The experience has been tuned around this modifier. We'll share more information in a future twit. Everybody happy? PlayStation 4 players, you happy? Don't worry. All 4 of you will not have to go through the frustration of opening your menu and selecting another loadout. About fucking time, Bungie. God damn it. The amount of boomers in this chat right now. Featured gear and seasonal mods. The bonuses to damage and damage resistance granted by the artifact when using currently featured gear will be active this time during contest mode weekend. Similarly, seasonal mods that can be slotted into featured weapons will be also available during this time. We know this will impact your build crafting plans, so we wanted to share this information a bit early. We can't share a list of banned items yet, though. This will be available on a date closer to the raid release, but it might look a bit different to last time given the changes to build swapping we are implementing. Okay? Look, let me just say this, Bungie. The sooner we can have that list, if you're going to give us locked loadouts or not swap, the sooner we can have the fact that we're going into the raid, the day of the raid, and things are being banned literally the hour of going into the raid really messes up things. It has everyone's fire team scrambling on what to use. I would love 24 hours of definitively knowing what we can and can't use. I just want to know if the crossbow is going to get banned. That's my main thing. All right, integrity of the challenge. The launch weekend of a raid is a unique moment for Destiny 2 players. Teams all over the world will face one of our toughest challenges, so we want a clean competition. That's why our security team will be watching closely, analyzing every encounter and raid completion to find any players that's breaking our terms of service. We won't hesitate to remove players during the race and issue bans as needed to defend the integrity of the world's first race. In other words, don't cheat and don't play with cheaters, or you will face the consequences. Yes, good. All right, upcoming raid reward changes. Since we are talking about the raid, let's share some new information about the updated rewards that will be available after Destiny 2 Update 9.1 drops, along with Ash and Iron. You can earn extra rewards from clearing all encounters of the Desert Perpetual, defeat all 3 bosses before beating Korgus to earn an extra piece of gear. In addition to this, we are introducing 2 weekly challenges. The first challenge gives an extra piece of loot from your first clear of an encounter each week in either version of the raid. Completing this challenge will unlock an additional one that provides bonus loot from just the epic raid. The loot from these challenges has bonus seasonal power and drops at an upgraded tier based on the number of active feats. We're also making some improvements to the gear tier in the Desert Perpetual. We're removing the requirement to complete the Combined Mastery Triumph to increase your gear drop tier. Now, all Desert Perpetual gear will now drop at tier 2 in the standard version and tier 3 in the epic raid, no matter your current power level. In addition, we have added a chance for all gear earned during a full clear to drop at up to +2 from your base tier. Add feats to increase your chances. And last, an often requested feature for raids is arriving with Ash and Iron. Players who complete the map and compass quest as well as the epic raid can then approach the simulant Ansible to receive a new quest. Completing this new quest will unlock the ability to attune to any previously acquired piece of gear from the Desert Perpetual, improving its chances of dropping from any encounter. Wow, so we're getting attunement here. Okay. We'll have to wait until Ash and Iron, which is not that far away, but good. All right. Before we move on to this next section, how are we feeling about these raid changes? I think the biggest thing today, guys, not swap updates. We had a raid there that consisted of constant swapping, and now we're about to have a true not swap environment. Can we get a poll on that? How do you feel about not swap? Not swap just confirms the raid's going to be a lot easier. Everybody's just going to use damage exotics, guys. You know, and I'm kind of like, no one's going to use neutral game exotics. Think about it. No one is going to sit there and go, you know, before you may do like an acting rig build to swap to Curious. No one's going to do that. Everyone is going to rock their damage dealing builds, and then that's it. And then just find ways to survive in between. How do you feel about not swap? I hate it. 30%. I love it. 70%. All right. The boomers have won again. Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations. We go with the people. Look, even I accept it when in defeat. We will move the fuck on. It's the not swap life for us. All right, Bungie reward extension. Yes. If you want a jacket, oh my God, you can get it today. The portal updates. Hey, Guardians, the portal dev team here. We see that you're all loving. Checks notes. Caldera and K1. A lot, maybe too much. What do they mean by the mines? The salt mines? No. Either way, in Ash and Iron, we're adding more variety to the portal, keeping all activities worthwhile, but also making them more time equivalent and risk and challenge equivalent while you progress your power. Incoming improvements. The portal is a better place when there are more options to play that are optimal or close enough that you don't feel constrained to a handful of missions to play. We need Fireteam Ops to be a better place. Either with your friends, with new friends via Fireteam Finder, through matchmaking, or even as a solo guardian wishing to solo a strike. So some op categories are going to get increased rewards, and some op category activities are going to get slightly reduced rewards. The solo ops dominance is especially stark between 400 and 450, where the best way to attain prime ingrams is to get A grades as fast as possible. We want to make this more interesting portion of the game, one that makes attaining prime ingrams in the portal more rewarding. So starting next week, the Destiny 2 update 9.0.0.8, we are increasing the time limits in Fireteam Ops direct launch matchmaking tiers, giving players significantly more time to complete challenging matchmake grandmasters. This should help players reach A grades more consistently, resulting in better rewards. Yeah, nothing feels better than running a GM Fireteam Op and running out of the time duration halfway through it. Like, honestly, I don't know who set the damn times, but they're terrible. You can literally, and somebody's gonna be like, sounds like a skill issue. No, you could be Speedy Boy running through literally everything, and somehow you still run out of time before you ever even making it to the final boss. Additionally, we have some other improvements planned for the portal and Ash and Iron forward. The time bonus system should give more value in trading off speed versus killing everything in kill-based activities and Fireteam Ops, and having a meaningful role in earning scores in solo and pinnacle ops. Good grades in Fireteam Ops should be less risky and less challenging to get than they are now, and closer to solo and pinnacle op activities. Fire team ops should be at least as good of a place to earn power as solo or pinnacle ops, and matchmade fire team ops should be more viable at high power levels. The way that equipped power and account power work is confusing. We are fixing that. God, baby. That's the biggest thing right there. That is the biggest thing right. Hold on. Out of everything on this list, that is the biggest thing right there. Fixing it how? It's going to take into account your account power so that you don't have to sit there and go, let me grab this piece of gear. Oh, let me pull out this old acting war rig. Let me upgrade. Let me drop 12,000 unstable cores. But it's always done that. Some of you play Destiny and some of you haven't played in a very long time. That's a good change. All right, we would like more variety in pinnacle ops, including a way to earn pinnacle ops gear via matchmaking. We would like to give more regular opportunities to matchmake into more KE activities like Onslaught and the Coil. We want to make it easier and more obvious for everyone in the fire team to get the best rewards, even at wide power differentials. We think various banes, challenges, and boons should be well balanced against each other. We also think there should be more things to do in general, as we have brand new activities to the portal and bring older legacy activities in. We want to be able to feature these more effectively for daily power gain. Oh, so they're probably going to cycle. It probably won't just be, hey, here's your bonus drops for whatever activity, but outright, I would assume maybe like an increased prime chance from different activities per day. And then, of course, whatever older legacy activities even includes, which could literally be everything. You know what I'm saying? And it would be great if conquests were repeatable for portal rewards. Nice. All right. These are good. Bungie, this makes me feel like you play your own game. I'm not saying my faith is completely restored, but it feels like you're understanding the pain that some of us have been feeling. Now, Ash and Iron updates. In the Ash and Iron release, we have more substantial changes and additions. These are by no means final, so expect more in the future. Let's go over them. Ultimate difficulty. Ultimate difficulty will be available when Ash and Iron launches. Ultimate difficulty is available starting at power 451. Ultimate includes 2 new player stakes. Pressure cooker. Finish under the time limit or get kicked to orbit. There you go, Les. There you go. Extinction. All players are limited to a single life. There are no revives. Ah, baby. These optional stakes are intended to provide the most significant challenge to even the most experienced Guardians and include score boosts to match. Ultimate Fireteam Ops matchmaking will open in week 10, the week after Ash and Iron launches. Dude, I gotta say, guys, that's pretty damn difficult. What's the rewards for this? Because, like, we're getting tier 5 gear now. What is it gonna be, like double tier 5? You know what I mean? Like double tier 5 drops? All right, Platinum and Diamond reward ranks. Players can reach Platinum and Diamond reward ranks, which run from 450 to 499 power and 500 to 550 power, respectively. While in Platinum and Diamond, you can earn an A+ grade in PvE. You need an A+ to qualify for Tier 5 gear until Platinum 3, where A grades start giving Tier 5. Once you reach Diamond 1, B+ qualifies you for Tier 5, and at Platinum 3, even a B will get you Tier 5. Oh, all right. So they're changing up the reward structure here. It's not an A or A. If not A, it's a bus situation. I don't know. From this, I feel like, I mean, you can secure a tier 5 from B. Hold on. Let's keep going. Reward multiplier changes. We are changing reward multiplier to use accounts highest power rather than equip power to determine the basis of the multiplier. God, token, baby. Luke killed the script. We had an entire script talking about this. We were going to blast, baby. We were going to blast. You hear me? We were about to blast so hard. This applies to PvP in the portal also. You'll still need to have newer featured armor on to get up to 10% scoring bonus or featured armor. Okay. No swapping in the activity. However, we track this value for the entirety of the activity. Wow. There are 5 new portal score boosters in the Ash and Iron reward pass, but you don't lose your score boosts if you got them. The reclamation pass. If you get them the reclamation pass, you can still earn 3% for each of the new boosts to 50% total score bonuses. If you're already at 50% score boosts, you can get 10 enhancement cores instead of the boosts. Time limit adjustments. All activities have had their time limit adjustments adjusted based on actual play data from the past few weeks rather than pre the Edge of Fate times. Many things are coming down to a reasonable level. Looking at you, 35-minute Starforge timer, and you too, 8-minute Caldera timer. Other things are increasing. Liminality, Inverted Spire, Onslaught to give you more time to get those bonus points. Bonus timer will reward a minimum of 5% score bonus for coming in under the timer. In the future, we are looking at ways to help you visualize this in the customized screen when looking at your projected score. All right, so some timer nerfs, okay. Loadout restrictions. When we launched the Edge of Fate, we were worried about the effects of loadout swapping in the portal with Armor 3.0. So we significantly increased the scoring value for a locked loadout, making it very advantageous to play with. This made it a bit too easy to earn good scores in expert difficulty compared to adding banes and challenges and raising the combat level of the activity. We are bringing locked loadout back down to where we originally imagined it and are opening up some design space for some new loadout modifiers. We're adding a new loadout player state called Touche, which combines locked loadouts and avant-garde restrictions, as well as the scoring for both. I'm gonna be honest, Bungie, I'm gonna say this right now. I hate this modifier. I'm just letting you know. I hate that modifier. I can't stand this modifier. Matter of fact, I will avoid activities that require me to play with that modifier. This is a big problem because there's so many exotics that are not on Bungie's featured lists. One of them is exotic class items. Those are not on the feature list. And maybe they mentioned it here, but those are not on the feature list, which completely removes pretty much every prismatic build out there. A lot of times we're playing prismatic just for that. We're also adding a selection of new loadout restriction modifiers alongside these, starting at the expert tier. Just 3 examples: explosive weapons, including rocket-assisted ones; medieval weapons, you can guess which; Old West weapons, yeehaw. All of these also include restrictions for new and featured armor, similar to avant-garde, but the weapons can come from anywhere and anytime, even from 1963. Initially, these just include appropriate weapon categories, but eventually we want to expand the value of these by taking into account specialized frames like we do for rocket pistol, pulse above, perks like dragonfly, or full auto retrofit, and special case exotic weapons like Vex Mythoclast or Sunshot. Now, if you're thinking that these restrictions are going to make it challenging to counter champions and master missions and above, we agree. That's why they come with a really juicy scoring bonus to compensate you for your troubles. Also, you won't see any of these as randomized modifiers in match-made activities. These are just for customized activities. All right, data, experience, and rewards. Our goal for individual activity rewards was to create a consistent value across all activities. While each activity is unique in its own way and can be preferred by different players, we created groupings based on the length and difficulty to reward players' efforts. As we've been analyzing activity data and seeing players become more familiar with the activities, buffs, and creating new strategies, it's clear that some activities are harder than we expected. For example, Widow's Court, and others are easier. Example, Encore. Oh boy. Oh. Let me just say this. Anytime Bungie gives us a graph, just know this is the loop, okay? This is right now. They're saying, hey, we're about to plunge. We can see that some activities, Solo Ops, Crucible, have a narrow distribution, and there's significantly less variation in duration. Activities with lower, wider shapes, Fireteam Ops and Pinnacle Ops, have significantly higher variation in duration, usually meaning the activity is harder and separates players by skill more effectively. We already expected some of this to happen due to the inclusion of longer activities like Onslaught and the Coil, but we wanted to make sure that activities that are more challenging and longer still feel meaningfully rewarding. As a part of that, we also wanted to make sure that activities that are easier than anticipated don't become the only activities that you should run. Looking at Pinnacle Ops, it's clear that there are 2 general groups: the short ops, Whisper and Starcross, and the longer ones in Encore and Kel's Fall, which led us to the following changes. Encore, inactivity engrams reduced to 2. Mid-activity chests reduced to 2. Starcross, inactivity engrams reduced to 1. Mid-activity chests reduced to 1. Whisper, mid-activity chests removed. Man. Bungie, why you do this? Huh? Bungie, what? Why? Do you want the level grind to be like what is the target number here, right? What's the target time duration that you want from us to reach max level? All right, Fireteam Ops have a lot of activities. We expect a lot more variance. We continue to see 4 activity groups, including both Inverted Spire and Liminality, being harder than anticipated as compared to shorter Fireteam Ops, and Widow's Court consistently being the longest activity. As such, we'll be making the following changes for the rewards. Liminality is increased to 2. Inverted Spire is also getting increased to 2. Onslaught, Widow's Court is increased to 4. Oh my god. Bungie, we talked about this like a week ago. This shit needs to be doubled. It needs to be doubled. Going from 3 to 4 for a potential 40-minute activity is not going to move the needle. Last, we were making some category changes when Destiny 2 update 9.1.5 arrives. We'll be moving Onslaught crawls to Pinnacle Ops, both to create more activities to gain Pinnacle loot from. Yeah, that's not bad. I'd like to get them into. And Unified Fireteam Ops to be 10 to 15-minute activities. We do not want to constantly be updating activities because it would create uncertainty in the rewards for them, but we will review this data with every major release and update activity rewards where appropriate. Newly introduced activities that are significantly harder or easier will still be updated in a patch, so you don't have to wait for their experiences to be brought in line. You wanted the grind, remember? Guys, you can make me the enemy if you want. All right? If that makes you feel better, make me the enemy. But that still doesn't disregard the fact that we're both in this shithole together. All right? Listen, I want to play multiple activities. I would love to play more Fireteam Ops. I would love to play Onslaught. I thought that Onslaught drops should be doubled. You want to make me the enemy? Make me the enemy. Fine. But acknowledge we're both in this shithole together. Power and rewards. New weapons and armor are coming to the portal with Ash and Iron. So there'll be new gear to earn in each of the portal categories. Look for a preview in a future TWID. As mentioned in the July 3rd TWID, 400, 450 will no longer be limited by prime ingrams. You'll be able to level up to 500 via any portal activity. Once you reach 500, you will again be required to get prime ingrams to level to 550. Back to the mines, baby. Back to the mines. All right. So yes, you'll be able to level up faster to 500, but we're back to the +3, baby. It's that Caldera life for us. I do have to ask though, if we're getting tier 5 drops at 450 guarantee, aren't we just gonna keep getting why even get to 550? Prime ingrams have two real functions right now. They are a random, rare chance to get a gear tier boost over what you would normally get. And they are the primary way of earning power once you get to 500. However, because they slide into your loot stream without any fanfare, they could sometimes get lost. Starting in Ash and Iron, these ingrams will no longer automatically decrypt once they hit your inventory. Instead, you'll need to take them to Master Raoul to find out what you got, just like Destiny 1. Additionally, rather than just giving you a single chance at a prime ingram at the end of each portal activity, you'll now get multiple chances based on the number of completion rewards from the activity. Ah, man, brother. Bungie, we like looking at the loot! Look, I don't know, man. I actually like looking at gear right then and there. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't have to delay the dopamine. I'm like, ooh, I just killed the boss. I'm going to the chest. The chest drops. The gear goes everywhere. I pick up the gear. Oh my God, it's a tier 5. Hot damn it. Now I got to take this shit. I got to go to Raoul. And you know it's going to be inventory hell. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, what are the advantages to going to Raoul? What are the advantages here? Do people actually lose their tiered loot? Do you people actually lose your tier 5 drop? Every time I see a tier 5 drop, my eyes immediately beat in on that. Like, there's no I missed that. You know what I'm coming from? This seems unnecessary, Bungie. This right here. This seems like to break up your progression. We're going to make you go to the tower to decrypt. God dog it. This comes back to what GGG said yesterday. This comes back to what they said yesterday. What did I say, chat? We don't want you playing inventory management. You should be playing the game. New activities and bonuses. Now let's focus on the activities coming to the portal with Ash and Iron on September the 9th. Fireteam Ops activity. A brand new activity type called Redacted. More details in future TWID. 2 battlegrounds. Oh, lovely. 3 strikes. Hypernets. Insights. Fallen Saber. Okay. 3 expeditions from Season of Plunder. Oh, Nessus, Cosmodrome, Europa. Nice. Tomb of Elders. Okay. Interesting. The daily bonus focus mission will be more predictable. Bonus slot 1, random choice of redacted missions. Bonus slot 2, random choice from the newly converted battleground strikes expeditions. Bonus slot 3, random choice from Onslaught and Cross. We are increasing the score multiplier for all kill scored activities by 5% to give players some breathing room. In addition, this match-made kill scored activities are boosted by an additional 5%. I don't know. The brand new activity they said, and they talked it up pretty good. They claim it's an activity that we've never seen before inside of Destiny, or an activity type that we've never seen before inside of Destiny. I don't know what that's. I mean, what are we gonna give me an extraction mode? That's the only thing I can think of. It's like we've had horde modes, we've had PvP, we've trials, we've had gambits. All right, Pinnacle Op activities, 3 dungeon layers. More information in a future TWID. Okay. 2 exotic missions, Presage, Avalon. Okay. Pinnacle Ops will also have 2 daily bonus focus activities. Bonus slot 1, random choice from the dungeon layers. Bonus slot 2, alternating between Presage and Avalon. Now, solo ops bonuses. Solo ops is intended to be a quick, reliable way to earn power when you have time to kill at the start or end of a session or need to complete a few objectives in a low-stress, low-commitment venue. It was never intended to be the above-all best method of leveling for all player types. Right now, the speed, ease, and consistency of earning top rewards is drowning out most of the other options, especially at 400+. To start balancing this with other portal activities, we are using a relatively light touch. Reduce power earned for a given grade in a solo ops by 1 compared to a Fireteam Ops, Pinnacle Ops, and Crucible. Paired with changes to the Fireteam Ops scoring and other rewards tuning, we may need to make further adjustments as needed. Wait, what? Reduce power earned for a given grade? So you're just lowering all drops in solo ops by 1 across the board, effectively killing solo ops? Bungie, how have I gone from I'm glad you played the game, Bungie, to do you guys even play this game? No one is out here going, yeah, I want to do Caldera 1,200 times. No one is sitting there going, I love doing Caldera over 1,000 times in a row. We do it because it's the only truly effective way of leveling. Conquest update. We're adding 4 additional Grandmaster Conquests and 2 Ultimate Conquests. The Grandmaster Conquests round out the requirements for the Conqueror title, and the Ultimate Conquests are needed to complete Guardian rank 11. It also gets you a sweet new seasonal Ultimate Conquest emblem. All conquests will be replayable. You'll earn normal score portal loot for additional completions. Interesting. Dude, Conquest may just be the way to go. If they're repeatable. The thing is everything's going to be getting tier 5s, but it may be the way to go. I don't know. We'll have to just, this is one of those things I just don't know, guys, until we get there. At some point in the TWAB, everything just started getting really bad. Future changes. We know the portal needs even more tuning, and some things just take longer to build. Expect the following in the weeks after Ash and Iron's launch. A scoring tuning pass on all modifiers. Onslaught, the Coil and Tomb of Elders will be moving from Fireteam Ops to Pinnacle Ops. They will get their own bonus focus slot in Pinnacle Ops. Just like in Fireteam Ops, the feature activity in the slot will get matchmaking. Bonus slot 3 in Fireteam Ops will be replaced by a random choice from the rest of the Fireteam Ops. A new solo operative score boost in Fireteam and Pinnacle Ops for solo players. The launch of Renegades this season in Lawless will feature even more improvements and tuning to the portal, plus bunches of other exciting changes. We'll be back to talk more about those soon. Get rewards from past seasons. With the Ash and Iron Major update, we're introducing a new way to acquire cosmetics from expired season and reward passes. Located in the tower next to the Monument to Lost Lights, you'll be able to visit the Monuments to Season Pass, aka the Seasonal Archive, the home of archived passes. These archive passes will give you access to armor ornaments, accessories, and much more from the respective season or reward pass. If you own a pass when it was first available, you'll have an instant access to its archive pass when it becomes available on the Seasonal Archive. At launch, all season pass release up to and including season 26 will be available. Going forward, new archive passes will be added to the Seasonal Archive 1 pass period after its end. For example, the Reclamation Archive Pass will be added to the Seasonal Archive with the launch of Lawless Reward Pass and Renegades. Now, if you did not purchase a pass while it was active, it can be acquired. Oh, God. Oh, God. If you did not purchase the pass while it was active, it can be acquired at the Seasonal Archive as an archive pass for the discounted cost of 600 silver. However, if you purchase an item from one of the Eververse flashback sales, the corresponding archive pass can be unlocked at the Seasonal Archive for no additional cost. Along with archive passes, the Seasonal Archive introduces chronologs, a new currency that can presently be spent to acquire the archive's items. Starting with Ash and Iron Reward Pass, chronologs are earned from the active reward pass and are distributed across both the free and paid tracks. Additionally, any newly purchased archive pass will also include 500 chronologs, enough to claim a handful of items from your new pass. No matter how or when you acquire a pass, however, you won't need to spend chronologs for items you had earned. If you reach the required rank to claim an item in the pass and either forgot to claim it or didn't own the corresponding pass while it was active, that item will be claimable immediately with the archived pass ownership for no additional costs. I will say, as someone who uses the extension to go back and pick up items from the archive or from the season pass, way pass machine or whatever, it is nice for leveling up, and it's good that Bungie is adding this in the game. We'll see what this whole chronolog thing is about. Yes, you'll be able to go back and repurchase every season pass that has ever existed in all of Destiny. This is for cosmetics only. No, this is just for the cosmetics. You will not be able to use this to level up. All right, never mind. We're going to continue using the Wayback Machine extension to go back and claim old gear. What if they remove that? Chat, are they going to remove that? Hold up. Are they doing this and then they're going to remove that? Are we not going to be able to help ourselves in the leveling process? I said a long time ago that Bungie was never going to remove the Wayback Machine because it was the only way we can claim old cosmetics that people have paid for. Oh God, dude. We may be in a situation where if you need I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me just keep reading. Lastly, we know it's possible that you might end up with chronologs but have no archive pass items left to spend them on. Or maybe there are no remaining items that interest you. To ensure chronologs are always valuable, the Seasonal Archive offers an exchange for a variety of evergreen currencies and materials, including deep sight harmonizers, synth weave templates, and more. This exchange is available to all players, even if you've never owned the pass. That's good, especially the synthwaves. All right, complete your seasonal challenges. The current list of seasonal challenges resets when Ash and Iron arrives on September the 9th. So this is a general call for everyone that's aiming to earn some extra Bright Dozen XP. Complete them soon. Let's do update 9.0.0.7 and reduce the requirements for the type challenge or triumph from the previous 102 to the actual 42 needed. That means you can actually earn the rewards this very week if you want to. So what are you waiting for? Mayhem now, Trials of Osiris tomorrow. Did you hear that? It's not the sky falling, it's Mayhem being featured in the portal as the weekly rotating Crucible game mode. You know how this works. Invest into your super stat, get it incredibly quick thanks to the active Mayhem modifier, and defeat your opponents with your super ability. Just don't forget to also use your abilities and maybe even your weapons to score some extra defeats. Starting tomorrow until reset day, Trials of Osiris will be available. Guardians who dare will be playing against each other in Cirrus Plaza for the newest set of weapons we introduced when the Edge of Fate launched last month. All of them are earnable at the moment, so don't hesitate to jump into PvP to get them. Do so with the complete fire team for a higher chance. Known issues. That's a lot. Actually, it's not that much. As a final note, and there you have it. Another tweet is complete. We hope the news about the portal and the incoming additions to the Desert Perpetual got you all excited. We're working hard on our next updates, as well as Renegades, so the system we implemented with the Edge of Fate keeps growing and works better. Your feedback is very valuable, so don't hesitate to let us know your takes on the news we shared today. Keep it coming, the Destiny 2 community team. All right, everybody. I'm trying. Look, don't feed off of my reaction. I want you guys to tell me how you feel. Was today's TWAB a W or an L? Mods, poll this thing. Look, somebody's gonna say it's just our community. They're toxic. But right now, 89% is voting L, 11% W. Bungie, there's some things in here that is just so confusing. I feel like you're doubling down on the restrictions here. And there was also no clarification on how to address the featured exotic list, which tells me you're continuing to double down on it. I feel like the data that you're using to make your decisions is, hey, we're going to just slightly turn up the rewards for the activities that take substantially longer, or we're going to dial back the rewards in things like solo ops. When in my opinion, solo ops should have remained the same, but the rewards in things like the coil or onslaught should have been straight up doubled. Like it should have just been just substantially more. I don't know what my reason is going to be to get to 550 power, but the grind from 500 to 550, at least based on what you've disclosed in this TWAB, is looking to be worse, substantially so, than it was from 400 to 450. And I'm just letting you know, people from 400 to 450 have lost their minds. My question to Bungie, how many of you have actively grinded to 450 power yourselves? How did that experience feel for you? Killing off solo ops for no other reason other than we want you to grind longer, and then not giving us other. And again, we'll see what the bonus drops are going to be like. Hopefully that's really the thing right there. Hopefully this is really going to be our savior here, but it's hard for me to tell. I just don't know. You know, I will say this, Bungie, I really love the humility of studios whenever they say, hey, we got something wrong, or when they say things like, we understand your frustration and the pain of this or that, or this feature in the game. And they go, we understand that frustration because, you know, we experienced that same frustration. So we removed it. We've taken out that blockade. If you paint things as just overly positive, it comes across as tone deaf. All right. I'm just being frank here, guys.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.